Hi.
Hello, welcome to
Episode 224 of
224
Ask a Puppy Trainer Show Live.
Bethany. This is Sparky. This is my daughter, Evelyn. It's Take Your Child to Work Day. No, not really. This is, I don't have a babysitter day, and we're seeing how it goes. So she's 2, so wish us luck. We'll see how long I last.
Bethany told me I might be doing the whole show.
Yes, it's very possible.
If you guys have any questions or for answering your questions, please feel free to throw more questions from the chat.
Yep.
We like the back and forth. It always feels a bit more real, a bit more personal.
Let's start with a question, then I'll do my Thanksgiving stuff just as we have people kind of coming in.
Hi, I live in Manitoba, Canada, where it gets really, really, really cold over the winter, basically from November to March.
I know where this is going.
You're going to be the one answering it too. I'm getting an 8-week-old Cavalier King Charles. Actually, pretty good breed for that.
Yeah.
In a few weeks, how should I go about potty training outside in such extreme conditions? He would need to get into a coat and boots before heading out, and I don't know if he'll be able to hold it for the whole process. And on extreme cold days, like negative 30 degrees Celsius, it might be downright dangerous for him to be out there with the risk of frostbite in literal minutes. Advice.
Which one do you want? Okay.
You're going to need a couple different things. You're going to need probably... Okay, hold up. I got to order mine. Okay.
I know what you're going to talk about. He loves to talk about this. Because we don't deal with that.
Really well.
Because we've seen it on video.
Okay, so one, I think you guys probably got to do some potty pad training just to get prepared for when it's negative 30, and for safety reasons, you literally cannot go out there. So I do some kind of crate rotation or playpen rotation where my dog's in the crate for a portion of time, enough to start kind of creating some need to go potty. That's what the whole crate is for with potty training. When they feel the need to go potty, which is usually for a young puppy, 8 weeks old, probably about an hour to an hour 15. We're paused over here. I'm going to give it 1 second, guys. Looks like we lost Instagram.
Here we go.
We're back up. So I'm going to give about maybe an hour to an hour 15 inside the crate for an 8-week-old puppy, maybe even less. You got to gauge what your puppy's hold time is. When they come out of the crate, it's my job to show them when and where to go. So if it's a really young, tiny puppy, they probably wouldn't be able to hold it. I would pick them up, still probably clip on a leash because I'm going to kind of go to my potty pad area. I go to my potty pad area, I set them down. My personal preference, and we do it here at Puppy Academy, is I set up a little 4x4 playpen, so it's got the 4 panels, and I literally just
small. It's very small.
It's small. It's the width of your potty pad. It's literally the exact width of your potty pad, and I'll put my puppy in the playpen on the potty pad, and I just hold the leash outside of it, even though it's ridiculous that you even need a leash. You're teaching your dog how to have a leash on and still do their business and not feel suppressed by this leash. You're not holding any tension. It's loose. You're just getting them used to it. I would probably be practicing that multiple times. If you want it... Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, in addition to that, I know this seems like overkill, so you don't have to do all the things, but if I'm really trying to set myself up for success and I've got the space and the time and maybe even, a little bit of money to do so, if I want to do my playpen supervised separation or just a sectioned off area of the house, I would personally make it separate from the area he's talking about. So I would also just get, cheap wire pen and fold it in that small area like he's talking about, just that 4 by 4. But basically, you would just put a potty pad and then put a few in the corners so there's overlap. And that would be pick up, put puppy in their potty area. He goes pee. Good job, puppy. Here's a piece of food. Pick up and then put in playpen. I would actually make it separate if you've got the space and the means to do that. If you don't, then in your playpen area, you have to cover the whole thing with puppy pads in the beginning. And overlapping. And then 2 weeks goes by, pluck a puppy pad out. Another week, pluck a puppy pad, and go. And then if your puppy goes on the floor, you put that pad back. And so that's how we puppy pad train. And then we don't love doing that, just for the record. But it is a means to an end in your situation. I would also suggest if you have some sort of outdoor area like patio or something like that, you could try to get some sort of, I don't know, a grassy patch would just freeze, but you can get grassy patches on Amazon. That's why I mentioned that. But maybe even with an umbrella, if you have an umbrella from a patio furniture, you could kind of use that area and put the grassy patch under, the patio furniture and have that over to the side. So there's no, you okay? Chew, chew, chew. Thank you. and have that over to the side where you can pick up your puppy and then put them under this area where it didn't snow, you know, or freeze. That would be another thing that I would
with
consider.
light snow. It won't work with -30 if you're getting
Right,
like 12
right.
inches of snow.
But
with the
if
light
it's
snow,
milder,
something
yeah.
that did work that actually one of our clients told us about a few years back in our online school is he bought a long strip of turf that was like maybe like 4 feet by like 6 feet. And when he went out there to take his dog potty, he would just go out there ahead of time, roll the turf back like 3 feet, let the dog pee on that, and then just roll it back over after. So that ground would never freeze, and it wasn't freezing to the touch. All the freezing cold was above it. So
it would in -30, but in the
I don't know what temperature the ground freezes at.
But in the milder cold, it works really, really well.
Does grass type it gets ground frozen?
Yeah,
No.
eventually, yeah. And also, if you have a garage, that could be your potty area.
That's good.
You could set up the playpen, the small space, and you could take your dog to the garage.
It would probably also condition him to even be able to go outside later because the garage is still going to be more cold than it is inside
That's
your
true.
home.
That's
So
true.
it's like baby steps to work up to it.
Yeah. But anyway, I hope that helps. And
We gave a long answer for that question.
Yeah,
I didn't
we
expect
sure
us
did.
to have that much of an answer for it.
I see your question on Instagram. We are definitely gonna answer it, but I want to go over some. It's not related to the holidays, is it? No. I want to go over something really important about Thanksgiving, and it's we sound like a broken record because we do kind of talk about this a lot, but people still need to hear it because pause to do the poor connection. Hang on just a second. People still need to hear it because we get the question
And
all
we get
the time.
sick dogs every year.
Yeah, and so for me, it's like everyone thinks that Thanksgiving, my puppy can be out with everybody and gets to say hi to everybody, and it'll be so much fun. But what actually ends up happening is okay, you have you want more pouch? Is you end up having and you want down.
Okay.
You end up having a very overstimulated puppy. And they just lose their mind, and they have diarrhea, and then they start nipping, and then then you finally put them in the crate, and they're barking their heads off, and it's just a mess, guys. It's not enjoyable for a lot of temperaments of puppy. Now, if you've got some slug of a retriever that lays around half the day anyway, and you don't even have to do half the training that trainers say you need to do, that might be the exception. But for many of us, that's just not the case with our puppies. And so I just kind of want to give you guys permission and also kind of encourage you to, even if you're working on people coming to the door, just for tomorrow, crate your puppy when everybody's coming in initially. And then have your puppy come out. If you don't normally pick them up because you're working on training, good, but you could pick them up, take them to go potty, then bring them in. And if you want to work them for 10, 15 minutes, you're not the host, full focus on the puppy and food training, and then going around to everybody, letting them say hi, reeling them back in, sit, food, letting them go out and say hi, come, reeling them back in. Do 10 to 15 minutes of that, and then put them back in crate. So if you really want your puppy out, you want them to experience the situation, that's great, but it needs to be structured, or it just goes south. It goes bad in so many ways. And one of the biggest things I hear is my puppy is usually great with my grandma and with my nieces and nephews. Like, they've met before. They're usually great, and it's a 1-year-old puppy. But during Thanksgiving, it jumped up and scratched grandma, and then it nipped my 3-year-old nephew in the face and actually, bruised him. It didn't bite him. It's not aggression, but it's overstimulation. And that's up to you guys to set your dogs up for success. It's very, very common. We hear it all the time. And then pause to do the poor connection. Sorry, TikTok. This happens a lot with Instagram.
Everyone's on Instagram today.
Yeah.
Everyone's on vacation.
Yeah, there you go. Not on the road. They're all on the road. It took me forever to get here today. Hey. So anyway, I just want you guys to just keep that in mind when it comes to Thanksgiving, and don't overpressure your dogs, and don't feel like they need to be out the whole time. Older dogs too. We're just talking about puppies because it's a puppy show. But I just I want to say my piece.
I had a client text me last night, and I'm actually going to have them rewatch this whole video because I want them to have your take instead of just mine. And they had Grandpa come over to the house, and they've had kind of random people come over. They've done a lot of training as people have been coming in. They have a large family as well. And I think it was probably Grandpa, Grandma, and maybe one other person. And the dog really focused on Grandpa. I don't know if Grandpa looked at him. I don't know if he tried to pet him and kind of just spooked him and surprised him. It could have been any of it. But the dog really started barking and carrying on and couldn't leave Grandpa alone. Just would seek him out to bark at him, to target him, to bark at him. And then eventually, you know, they think, okay, this is a training opportunity. So they put him on the leash. They kind of walked him away, tried to walk him back and do a little bit of training. But then the dog even escalated to the point of barking at the owner and trying to nip at his feet. So a really high level of escalation. The advice I gave them was, for a precursor, like so for the next time, start in the crate for 30 minutes and leave him in there for 30 minutes past him stopping barking. Let me say that one more time. Leave him in 30 minutes past him stopping barking. So if he barks for an hour, he's doing about an hour and a half because he'll spend 30 minutes not barking before he comes back out. It's us making sure the stimulation's low, but then it's a full-blown training session. When they bring the dog out, he's still listening and focused on whatever people are out there because they're the unknown, they're the question. So do training, 10, 15 minutes. Don't take that puppy out there to see them if he's still neurotically trying to look around the corner and it's like he can't even think of anything but it. Build up your food work, build up your food focus. Make sure you're more important than the guests. I'm freezing for Instagram because they're froze.
Sorry,
For a
TikTok.
second, TikTok. Just are we back on?
There we go.
Got my word.
Work them down. You could play.
Work them down.
You could play fetch with them first in the bedroom or in the backyard, and then bring them in if you need to take the edge off, or do some structured, slow, calming work, whatever works best with your dog before you bring them out.
And if they're still overstimulated, they're just kind of losing. To go out there, they're just still pulling. Get them out for a potty, bring them back in, go back to the crate.
Yeah, no big deal.
They don't have to greet your guests.
No big
I
deal.
would say that I probably have gosh, dang it. Yeah, I had that right word. Okay. Childproof, yeah. Thank you. She was going to pat my shoulder for not swearing.
Childproofing language.
Thank you, Evie. I appreciate it. She's like, I don't want to touch him now.
Too much pressure.
There's no pressure to keep your dog out with your guests. I have probably 1 in 4 dogs every year that I'm working with privately that they're like, hey, Thanksgiving kind of ruined my dog. What happened? I'm like, overabundance of affection. There's no training because you guys are all busy. You're all doing things. And the puppy probably got 400 things on the ground, so now they're sick to their tummy, and they're like frustrated because they didn't get any nap time. There's so many things that can easily go wrong. Just give yourself structure, have a balance. If your puppy can come out and do what Bethany mentioned with the recall, that's awesome. We want you to have the balance if your puppy can afford it.
The thing for me, just you mentioned the picking stuff up off the ground, is it does not matter, especially if you're a child in the house, you're not hosting. Oh! Are you okay?
Yay! I heard you're supposed to clap if kids fall. You clap?
Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O. She's fallen over all of our equipment. She's okay. Is whenever they are... Whoa.
Butt in the face, sorry.
No big deal.
This is
No
great.
big deal. Just a toddler falling over everything in the background. Thank you, Ricky. She wants to do her spinny thing again.
This is my birth control.
This is not birth control. This is awesome. I love this. It's fun stuff. This is not the bad stuff. If you think this is birth control, you are so in trouble if you do have a child. This is the cute stuff. Anyway, so for me, obviously, especially if you are one of the kids of the family, your parents and uncle is not going to listen to you to not feed the dog. And it's just so detrimental to their system. They're not used to those types of foods. But everybody kind of knows that already. I'm going to go one step further and remind you guys of cleanup in all the trash cans. And then you just let your puppy loose because, people are leaving or people have already left and you've got cooked bones in the trash can. Your dog has never bothered the trash can before, but they've also never been so tempted. And they're still going to be a little overstimulated because they know a bunch of people were there, even if you didn't let them out and you just kept them away because you're all drinking and having fun, which is totally fine, of course. But I had a client, this was like a decade ago, where never got into the trash can before, day after Thanksgiving, they go out into they did throw some away, but they didn't throw like the main trash bin away because there was still some stuff in that. Dog was loose in the house. It was like a 1.5-year-old, really good temperament, little pitty, and the issues were never inside. They go for their Black Friday, like, you know, out into the world, like some of you crazy people. I know, Americans are nuts about their Black Friday. You guys are so weird.
I have an 85-inch TV because of Black Friday.
Oh. So, yeah, online, but not actually leaving the home. Y'all are crazy.
How else do you fight people in a main box store?
I bet you do like Black. Yeah, I bet you do. You're going to be on an Instagram video one of these days of like throwing the elbows to the old ladies and like, no, it's mine.
The old ladies throw the best elbows. I'm telling you right now.
Oh
they're
gosh.
small, but they're feisty.
Okay, anyway, and he got into the trash can, and he got sick. He had to have his stomach pumped because he got bones. He got all the things. And then after that, he would never leave the trash can alone again. So they had never done crating except when they were doing potty training. And this dog had been out for months, never any issues with the trash, and now targets trash constantly.
They get it once. They never give up because
Yeah.
it just tastes that good. Same thing with dogs who break out of crates. They break out once successfully.
Yeah, and then they'll hurt themselves.
Yeah, you gotta
trying
get
to
like
do it
an
again.
impact crate after that.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna try to stay in here and help with this question, and if not, I'll exit. She's about headed. All right.
She's doing fine.
She is. No, she's doing good, but she's real close. Don't pull that out. Don't pull out your pigtails. They're adorable. Don't pull them out. Thank you. All right, Lima Arce. No idea.
Lamarcy.
Lamarcy?
Lamarcy.
Oh, okay, Lamarcy.
Lamarcy.
That sounds pretty. All right, anxiety is 4-month-old Dachshund Beagle puppy.
That is an anxious
That's
dog,
an
yeah.
interesting mix,
Yep.
yeah. We have pick it up. We have a 1-year-old Beagle as well. They're great together, but the puppy goes nuts crying when I leave. So I'm guessing you crate and it's crate anxiety. I'm guessing that's what it is. If you do have your puppy loose, definitely try the crate bandwagon. Oh no. Definitely put the crate in a room like a sleeping kid. It's a dark room. It's crate is covered.
Nursery, crib, darkness.
White noise machine. Maybe you've got the radio or a sitcom playing in the background, so there's like people talking, which makes them more comfortable. Kids too. My 2-year-old, she slept on the way here. My husband called me, and I was playing a podcast. Husband calls me, so now there's no noise. She wakes up instantly. So it's like the white noise machine blocks out outside noises. The people talking can just help lull them in a sense of I'm not totally alone, and just makes them comfortable, and they'll rest. So I would definitely get on a schedule. I would definitely try crating. One more. Did you call her mom? And I would start with that first. And if you, we do not crate either. They have access to living room. Puppy cries at the door. You don't want to give her your dog access to the door because it builds anxiety.
Yeah.
They watch you leave and all of that.
They start pacing, they start doing circles, they start looking for things to chew and destroy.
Yep.
If they're a destructive puppy, I have puppies that aren't destructive that become destructive through anxiety of waiting at a door. They start chewing the baseboard around the door. They start chewing the wood. Like, you have a lot of things you have to look at. What are you doing? Oh. Not mom for 30 seconds.
No, you're a mom all the time. All the time. I'd get a photo. Here's the thing: the crating is not necessarily going to make this go away. We're not saying that it is.
And it's actually probably going to make it worse
It
in
could
the
be
beginning.
the whining. It could, but
Yeah.
it's definitely something I would get started on.
I'm working with a couple dogs that are in the same situation. It took about probably 3 to 5 days of really intense barking. They did a lot of it when they were gone. The dog did. Oh, sorry, I'm frozen.
Paused for poor connection on Instagram.
I forgot my train of thought again. I can't do it.
Usually I can keep up, but part of my brain is
on her.
Is on her.
1/3 of mine is there, 1/3's here, 1/3's
Oh yeah,
here.
I don't even know how you're.
She's a good hand.
This is habit. I don't know how you're coping with this.
I'm not. I forgot my sentence halfway through it. I'm not coping.
I will go ahead and step in and tell you this. Just in addition, and maybe this will spark what you were thinking of. Just in addition to that, it's not obviously crating. It's not the only thing you can do. There's some other things you need to be doing as well. Make sure you're not greeting excitement with excitement, even as it happens throughout the day in your home. You need to be working on how to calm your puppy down when they're excited. You can always bring them back up, but they need to be calm before you give them attention. And one of the ways to start practicing that is through place work, like teaching your dog place in a way that is balanced. And what balanced is a buzzword, I'm well aware. What we mean by balanced is make sure your leash is on the dog. You're still doing food training, but then you add in body language.
You have leverage.
Yeah.
For us, balance means that you have leverage. Your dog isn't fully in charge of the situation.
And you're not afraid to, teach body language communication for what not to do. And so even with a really young puppy, this is really necessary for thresholds and for place. And that's going to go a really long way in helping your dog understand your role is like a parent. It's balanced. You can't just be a friend. You have to be a teacher, a leader, sometimes a disciplinarian. You have to have discipline throughout your day. And I don't mean discipline, necessarily as punishment. I just mean like a schedule so the puppy expects play and work and just balance throughout the day. We do have a puppy program that you could take a look at that might help you with that. You can just go to thepuppyacademy.com and just check that out, see if that's something that you might be interested in. All right, we do have another Instagram. I haven't seen any on TikTok, but I could just be wrong. Puppy Q&A about reactivity.
I think that's us.
Oh, well, you mean like the...
It's like summarizing through
Yeah.
AI what
Okay.
we're doing.
Krish Nadaya. There's no way that's
Why
right.
do you have to do the
I'm
hands?
sorry, because it sounded beautiful. Not when I said it, but it looks like it sounds beautiful. When an ideal puppy routine for a 15-week-old puppy. Oh, what's an ideal puppy routine for 15 weeks old? Working on potty training. They work 9 to 5. We do have someone check on the puppy twice a day. What's an ideal puppy routine?
9 to 5 twice a day. You'd still probably have to do a playpen setup.
Yeah.
I don't think. What was the age?
Well, people come twice a day.
Yeah,
to
but
let
what's
them
the
out.
age?
15 weeks.
4 months. You probably could get about a 2 to 3 hour hold time.
You could for crate,
Yeah.
yeah.
So if you.
I thought
you
they
want to
meant.
do this one, or you want me to?
Well, I was thinking they meant training.
No, I think they want
Puppy
structure
routine.
like potty training. Like, what's their routine going to be when they leave for work? Their dog has to be able to go out and pee and do. I'll take it. Don't worry.
I was smiling. My little girl just told Ricky all done, and I was just smiling at her. And Sparky's looking at me for feedback, and
I'm like, why are you smiling at me like that? You're not.
Hi,
You're
baby
not.
girl.
You guys got to get on a bit of a routine. So if you have someone that's going to come in a couple times a day, my recommendation is I'd probably do like a 2-in-1 training schedule. So if they're coming there for large portions, like 30 minutes to an hour, and they can do some training, they can do some walking, like they're actually like, you're buying an hour of their time to come work with your dog. That's a little bit different. Most of the check-in ones are like 30 minutes. They'll take them out for a quick walk and do a little bit of something with them. I'll let you break down what that 30 minutes is going to be. You're better with like those like up and down routine stuff. But for the actual crate routine, I think 2 hours in the crate, 30 minutes to an hour out of the crate. Basically, you would have the person come in, like the person that would check on them twice a day. They go up to the crate, they just open it, leash them up, pick them up, take them to their potty pad setup or their outdoor setup, give them potty. And then when they bring them in, go Bethany. What are they doing in their 15, 20 minutes of time with the puppy?
I would just like to say I'm amazed you've been able to answer questions with her moving around. Like, I'm amazed.
I'm really struggling.
I know you are.
I'm really struggling.
But you're doing
My
very
hands
well.
are covered. Just here, you get to feel it.
Ew.
That's all the sweat on my hands. That's what you get.
Clammy.
They're just disgusting right now.
I'll answer this and then,
struggling.
we're about done anyway. Oh my God, we made it.
I know
We made it with her. You've done very well. Okay, so let me just say that you got to think about your puppy's routine in like a day of windows. Calm time, break time, work time, and play time. And your work time and play time, we want food work for work time. This could be 5-10 minutes. Like, you stop before your puppy kind of just drops out and is just burnt out. And here's what's missing, guys. You don't just say sit when you give a food bowl and a couple times during the day. You want anywhere between 5 and 15 minutes, depending on the breed, because there are plenty of 15-week-old border collies or German shepherds that can work for 15 to 20 minutes without any problem. So it depends on the breed and temperament of the dog. But whatever that is, it's the same routine over and over again. Place and let's go. Place, sit down, let's go.
Repetition.
Down,
repetition.
come, break on the ground. It's the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. And then your goal is to slowly build space between your good marker, that's like verbal good, and food reward. And then you do a few fast ones, and then good, pause, 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 do a few other commands, then food again. And so, you're really making Ricky work, sorry Ricky. And so you're really building space between how long they're having to wait for a reward, because you're doing the same routine over and over again. They pick it up within a couple of days, and so then you gotta advance, and that's how you're advancing. The same commands, you're just upping the ante within days of the impulse control. That's your goal. And then play. Teaching your puppy how to drop it or out, whatever you want to say. And so it's still very structured. Your puppy is still on a leash, because if you throw it, then they just go to the corner and chew it. You don't want to try to coax your puppy back or go and get your puppy and then build competition. You want to just grab the end of the leash and just pull them to you. Good job, and go again. And so those are your activity windows, is the work and the play. And then you have calm time. That could be crate if your puppy can't handle a playpen. We like it to be playpen if possible, or tethered to you, and you're just hanging out with your puppy. And so I would be doing that twice a day, maybe a mini session right before bed of like crate, we call it house, let's go, house, let's go,
What
house,
about the
let's
two
go.
check-ins for the sitters? How the sitter comes twice a day to
Well,
check
that
on the puppy?
depends on the sitter. There's
Like
very
their comfort level.
very different levels of sitters.
Because if they're there for 30 minutes, they're probably... Most sitters from Rover are not going to do training for any length of time with your puppy. They'll probably play with them with the toy, but thank you. Wow, she gave me
The sitter, yeah, I see. Yeah, she likes you. Oh, she wants it back. So they'll probably play with it with the toy, and then the sitter will play with it with the toy.
I'm gone. You got to finish it. I don't even know the question anymore. That's how bad I am.
The sitter will be best at probably playing with the toy. They might not be great at drop it or out, but see if they can do a little bit. Just they just don't need to be sitting on the ground petting your dog for 15, 20 minutes.
I would make a video. If you work on something and you get good at it, and you know that in 10 minutes of this type of play with your puppy, you get a calmer dog who's ready to train after, or go back to the crate, depending on what you're doing, I would record a video, send it to them, have them do it. I'm going to say it just because I have to. Get a camera on wherever they're going to be playing or working with your dog.
Agreed.
Get a camera.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it at that. I won't even say all the terrible things we found.
We'll just leave it at that. All right, guys, have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Thank you so much for joining us, and sorry for all the distractions. I was going to...
What distractions? What distractions?
Have a wonderful day, guys. Bye. Can you turn it off?
We don't have our off person.